Hey, fuckers. Once you learn how to bend, that's what it's all about. And this riff here, Steven Tyler.
Yeah.
I took so many riffs from Steven Tyler. And this is another one. It's the opposite of the other one.
Right.
And it's hard to bend up there. So there's a little harmonica lesson for our viewership. And thank you for your viewership. We're getting a lot of compliments about this thing. I thought it was just kind of a joke to do this, and that's the way it started. We just thought it'd be fun, had some laughs, and now every time I see Ricky's tell me how much it's blowing up, because I don't pay any attention to anything. I don't look at social media. I don't care about social media. Don't give a fuck. It's a waste of time. You get down rabbit holes, you look up and it's 12 o'clock at night and you go to bed. That's right. Stupid. I'd rather watch television and wake up at 12 o'clock and go to bed. It's a lot better, a lot healthier.
It's the way of the world now, though, man.
I know. But I'm old and I don't give a shit.
I know it.
I can't say that I never. Kelly will show me some clips. If there's a funny clip that we've made to promote this, she'll show me and I'll look at it. Or if, but if she doesn't show it to me, I don't see it. So I know you work. Rick does all the work, by the way. All I do is sit here and make people laugh, but he does all the fucking work. He plans his whole thing. He gets sponsors. You do it all, and then you go out and mow lawns. You're a maniac. You really are.
And I'm thinking about this while I'm mowing lawns.
I thought about this today when I was walking. I'll think of it on Wednesday while I walk. That's all you get.
Shoo. Hours a day I'm on there just thinking of new stuff. But,
it's hard to think of new stuff because we've already covered so much. So now it's got to be more current stuff. Or go way back.
I've gotten 3 or 4 comments this week alone that says, Steve, you need to write a book.
No, I don't.
And
That's why I'm doing this.
This is the book.
Yeah.
In 1 episode increments each week.
Exactly. This is me. It's all about me and my life and my career and what does this do that a book, or what would a book do that this doesn't do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right on.
Yeah.
Well, I mentioned last week about the guy that said, with all due respect, less of Rick. But we've had a lot of viewers say, Rick, we love watching you. Love you on there. Love you and Steve's dynamic. And,
it would suck without you. I mean, I would have stories where nobody asked questions and the thing the last 10 minutes.
So, everybody's, it makes you feel good when they say, look, we love to have you on there. But a lot of it comes with, well, who the hell are you? Just this guy.
I've often wondered
Steve.
that, Rick. Who the hell are you?
So I'm going to give a 2-minute synopsis
All right.
of my, I guess, history. So my son is Justin Parks. A lot of people probably know him. He started out as the guitarist with Dean Kramer in solo for a few years. Mm-hmm. Moved on and joined the Stone Horses with John Allen from Child's Play. And then he became the guitarist for Michael Graves from the Misfits. So a lot of people know my son Justin. I started and owned the Maryland Institute of Music, where all the members of KIX taught at one point. That's still going strong here in Hagerstown. I was a part of reuniting KIX back in 2003.
Yep.
And I think we've glossed on that, but I was a part of that. KIX has been a huge part of my life.
Mine too.
Whether it's booking Funny Money. I was Funny Money's agent at the end of the run. I think the last 6 or 7 shows you had brought me on.
Really? Because I did most of it. I booked the band because I had all the connections from from the KIX days. So even all the KIX shows before we got Sullivan, I booked all that stuff.
Yeah.
And took care of all the finances. And God, that I hate doing that.
I guess for 5 or 6 years. But for the last 6 months of the band, you had asked me to go and book. So I got you, I think 5 or 6 shows, and then the final show I booked. So I've also been an agent, and I've represented Rhino Bucket, which I'm currently doing again. Brian called me last week. Managing Ronnie Youngkins.
How do you manage Ronnie Youngkins? That boy's unmanageable.
He's got a lot going on, man.
No, Ronnie's.
He's got a ton going on.
I just hope he gets his shit together long enough to pull himself out of the hole that he's dug himself into. And I know he's trying,
Yeah.
but I know he has ups and downs. And I just hear things, and I feel sad, and then I feel happy because I hear he's doing good, he's doing bad, he's doing good, he's doing bad. So it's a roller coaster.
It is definitely a roller coaster, but I think for the most part, he's on the right track.
Good.
There's been no negatives or drama or slip-ups here lately.
Yeah, you don't work with somebody for 40 years and not love them.
Right.
And you hate to see the demise and the downfall that he went through. But he brought it all on himself, and he knows it, and only he can fix it.
Yeah, he owns up to all of this. Stuff.
Totally.
So, all right, enough about me. What have you been up to? What'd you do yesterday? Anything fun? Sounded like a hoot.
I've been a long time hemorrhoid sufferer.
Okay.
And hemorrhoids are nothing more than nerve endings that fill with blood. And they're very painful. And I start getting these around 25 years old. And it's all the jumping and the singing and all the strenuous shit that I did on stage for years and years. And there's really nothing you can do for them except get them cut out. And I hear that's just extremely painful, and it lays you up for a couple of weeks because it cuts the nerve endings.
Ooh,
yeah,
shit.
so that's painful.
Yeah.
And I've been going through this for a long, long time. I've had thrombosis, if anybody knows what that means. That's when they really get big, about as big as a golf ball hanging out your asshole.
Jesus Christ.
I had to do a show in Raleigh, North Carolina, and I woke up and I had a golf ball size asshole, and I went and I knocked and I got Brian. Brian was driving at the time. I said, Brian, can you take me to the ER someplace? There's no way in hell I can perform like this. So they take me to a doctor, and this is the most humiliating thing you can do is bend over and show your ass at somebody. They had to lance it to get all the blood out of it.
Yeah.
And then I had to wear like a diaper on stage under my clothes. So that's just a little bit of what hemorrhoids are like. And every day you deal with them. Just every day you learn to live with them. Well, I just got a colonoscopy in February. And after I got done, the doctor comes in after you're coming out of this wonderful sleep, and he says, everything went fine. I'd like to see you again in 5 years. You do have hemorrhoids. I said, no shit. Really? How'd that happen? And he said, there's a new treatment for that. Then I was all ears. I said, what? What's that? And he said, it's called bands. And I said, okay, I'm all ears. Tell me about it. So they gave me this doctor to go see, and I called him in February. It took me this long to get in to see her. That's how many people have hemorrhoids.
Jesus Christ.
So I go in there, and they go, take off your clothes and lay on your side just like a colonoscopy. And I'm not going to go into the details because it's gross, but it's almost like when you get your when the doctor shoves his finger up your ass for your, what the hell's that? For what?
The
Prostate. Thank
exam.
you. That was the uncomfortable part of it. But they had this device, and it goes up your ass, and it finds the hemorrhoid, and it pulls it, and it places a rubber band at the base of it that like cuts it off, the blood flow, and it's supposed to be, it'll kill it and it'll drop off. So it's not experimental, it's been proven to work. So I had that done yesterday, and it said it'd take about 3 or 4 days before you're going to feel any difference. So if it works, I'm going back and I'm going to get everything taken care of.
That's the same thing they do when puppies are born, that they're supposed to get their tails cut.
Yeah.
They'll take rubber bands.
Right, you cut off the blood flow and it'll drop off.
Wow. So they've done one now.
They did 2 yesterday, and there's more.
Is there?
I've been dealing with these things for a long fucking time. And so I mean, I'm excited because I've been dealing with these pretty much all my life, and they're painful, and they're a pain in the ass.
That's a big deal, man.
That's a big deal.
Not like,
that's a big deal.
You get a rash once in a while.
No, that's life-changing.
Yeah.
I need to talk to Brian Forsyth, because I know Brian's been dealing with shit like that too. And if this works, I think he might be all ears for this.
Wow,
Sorry, Brian, don't mean to call you out, buddy.
Man, that could improve the quality of your life.
Yeah, it will. Now I can butt fuck again.
wasn't expecting that one.
Me either. I just say shit. I don't think about it. I just say it.
That's what makes this podcast so fucking good. So that was yesterday.
That was yesterday. That's just one day.
What the hell did you do over the week? It was 4th of July.
4th of July weekend. Had some friends over. We had this annual where we have it's Moni Spence. Well, it would be Moni Spence to me.
Right.
And Ann
Roth.
Ann Roth, who Ann was Jimmy's girlfriend a long time ago, but Kelly and Jimmy and Ann and I would always hang out. And Moni, I ran into Moni, which was Brian's first wife. I ran into Moni at a pool store, and it had been 20 years since I'd seen her. And I looked at her and I go, Moni. And she goes, Steve. We gave a big hug, and we talked for about 10 minutes, and we've been getting together every summer ever since. So her and Ann come over, and her husband, Ron, who's the best storyteller of all time.
Yeah.
And he couldn't make it. He's going through some health shit right now. Moni's going through some health shit. We're all going through some health shit. We're old, but had a really nice day, and it was fun, always catching up, and the beautiful day. So yeah, had a good weekend.
Yeah. Sorry I couldn't make it.
Fuck you.
But I made it last year, and I'll make it next year.
All
This
right.
year was just...
I want to hear this story. Not now.
I'll tell
Not
you
now.
later.
Yeah.
We have a new sponsor this week, and it's Stoner Dogs. It's a food truck. And they sell hot dogs in different variations. You know how they get fancy with the hot dogs and do different toppings. They have a dog called a Stoner Dog, and it's got coleslaw and sauce and just all this. The chili.
Sounds terrible.
Oh, no, it's delicious.
No, is it? All right.
It's delicious. And they call it Stoner Dogs, and a lot of people think, oh, of course you get stoned. You want some stone food,
Right.
Stoner Dog. It's a family name.
Okay.
In fact, they ran into some trouble setting up places because of their name, Stoner Dogs.
Makes sense.
And I think maybe some social media trouble because of that. But it's a family name. I can't remember whose, maybe your grandparents' last name. But they set up here in the area anywhere from just inside West Virginia, just inside Pennsylvania, and all throughout Western Maryland here.
Do you have to have a license for that
You do.
in all the different states, or
Yes.
just one?
It's
Because it's
per
a food truck,
per
right?
venue, yeah.
But you'd have to. To me, for them to inspect, you'd have to have people from that state
Yes.
inspect your. Okay.
Yep. The health department has to
There
give
you
you a certificate. It says, I think it's like 3 sinks. Everything's stainless steel. Your equipment has to be stainless steel.
Right.
So no, they abide by. A lot of the trucks you think are dirty, or where do they go to the bathroom? They're in there 10 hours a day. But Tina
Shit
Tucker.
in the sink. What do you think?
Tina Tucker Trish is who owns this, and they're clean, and their food is unbelievable.
Nice.
And they also have a side of their company called Tucker's Pucker Lemonade, and they do different flavors of lemonade. And you think, well, lemonade's lemonade. Bullshit. Their lemonade tastes amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that all they do with hot dogs and
No,
lemonade? Or
they have some other sandwiches.
burgers and things like that?
Yep.
Yeah.
We're going to tag their Facebook on this video here, and everybody check it out if you get a chance. They're pretty much in the summertime. They're set up at least once a week at somewhere local at some event.
Do they have a website you can visit to see where they're setting up?
Yeah, that's all on social media.
Okay.
It's Stoner Dogs and Tucker's Pucker Lemonade. So check that out. Like I said, we'll tag it when we get this video out. A couple videos ago, you had said, I made $500 a week my entire career with KIX.
Yep.
So for the people who don't know how the...
Well, not my entire career. That was the one we got a raise.
Okay. So
When we first started, I went from making $300 a week in cover bands up in my area where I lived, and I moved down here to making $80 a week. And all the money would just go right back into the band. We would buy an equipment truck. We had a road crew. Everything was always reinvested back into the band. And that never stopped. So we never made any real money. All the real money got reinvested back into the band. We would buy trucks. We'd buy vans. We'd buy studio equipment. We would buy all kinds of stuff. And in order to do that, we had to keep our pay at a minimum.
Right.
And Donnie was in charge of that. Donnie liked keeping us down. He liked keeping us under his thumb. If we would have got more than that, then we could have left him because there was many times we all wanted to, but in order to pay the bills, we had to, okay, well, this is it. And when we were out on the road, like on tours, we would get our $500 a week, and we'd get a per diem, like $200. So that's the most money I ever made in the early days of KIX.
But for the people that really don't know how the band business works, I think a lot of people were thinking Atlantic Records would pay you $500
Oh, hell no.
a week. So all the money that KIX generated went into the KIX bank account,
Mm-hmm.
and then Donnie, being the president of the KIX Corporation, paid you $500 a week. So it was yourself paying yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
It was not coming from the record company. I just wanted to get that clear because a lot of people
Yeah.
are thinking that's what you were paid to be a musician by Atlantic Records.
Well, they would give us money to make records, but it's money that we had to pay back, you know?
Right.
And when you're 22 years old and you're in New York City and you're living in an apartment with all the other guys and we're making a record at Atlantic Records Studios, and it's like, you don't think about the business end of it.
Right.
You don't. And you have a management you hope you can trust, and you can't.
Mm-hmm.
They're all fucking criminals. The whole business is full of criminals. I speak the truth. I mean, unless you're a Guns N' Roses or a band that busted real big on the first album. Now I don't know what their record deal was, but I'm sure they didn't get that rich off that first album, even though it sold millions and millions. But I bet their next album, because then you go in and renegotiate,
right?
And that's when you rake. And we never got to the renegotiation point, so we were always at their mercy.
Yeah. Huh, okay. It all makes sense now. Your Orioles hat, how are they doing?
Oh, fuck them.
Fuck 'em.
Goddamn Orioles. I've been an Oriole fan since I was like 8 years old. I can go back and tell you the 69 team that lost to the Mets. I've been following them all my life. And the last 10 years, I'm like, I'm out. They've sucked for too long. The last time they were in a World Series was 1983. I think they were in 2 playoff games in the 90s. They're mediocre, and then 2 years ago they started to get good again. They got some good draft picks, they had some good pitching, and we made it to the playoffs. I'm like, oh my God, the Orioles are back. I started watching them again because I hadn't watched them in 10 years. And I watched them last year. Real exciting, great team. This year, they suck again. Their pitching sucks. I sat and watched for 4 hours last night, an extra inning game with the Mets, and they lost in the 10th inning. Ugh. They were up like 6-2. And going into the 7th or 8th inning, and they lost. That's the kind of shit I just can't wrap my nuts around. You know? Like, I ain't wasting my time on this shit no more. Until they're at least playing 500 ball, I'm not into it.
What do you think their issue is? You think it's coaching, the players?
Well, they've already fired their manager. I guess next is the general manager. They got to get some pitching. They can't hold a lead. They got good hitting. They've got their pitching's terrible. And I think they hold the record for 35 pitchers this year, and on one team in 1 year, 35 pitchers.
Now I don't know a whole lot about baseball, but man, that sounds like an incredible number.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's the amount of injuries, and they've had major injuries to some of their main players too. So the year got off to a bad start, and I don't know if they can pull it out or not because All-Star game hadn't even come yet, but they were 49-40 yesterday, and then they lost again. So now they're 50-40. So no, the other way around, 40-50.
Yeah.
But they're a disappointment, and Camden Yards was starting to fill up again, and it was packed every night. And now it's like half sporadic again. People are like, I ain't going to watch that fucking. That's a joke.
Really?
Yeah, that's a shame because we as Oriole fans got excited there for a couple years, and now hopefully they can pull it out, but I don't see how they can unless they go out and buy 4 really good pitchers, which they're not available.
Jesus. I know this town, man, when I was a kid and played Little League, it was the West End, and our Little League had at least 6 teams that I remember. And we had the West End, we had National, we had, what's the other one, Jamie? National and... Federal. There were 3 or 4 different leagues around, and I wanted to sponsor a team last year, so I looked into it. There's not even enough kids wanting to play baseball to have
That's true.
they all had to combine. So we used to play each other.
Right.
You know? But
Just
now
little
it's
league
all
or
combined into one little
Pony
league.
league or little league? Or
Little
what is it?
league, minor league, yeah.
Okay.
I haven't checked into Pony League or Colt League, but Little League used to be West End, National, Federal.
Huh.
That doesn't exist anymore.
Huh.
All one.
Wow.
So what's the future of sports if, this town that used to be huge
I know
on
baseball has lost a lot of pizzazz. Baseball used to be the number one pastime
Yeah.
in this country. Not no
100%.
more. Football rules.
Yeah.
Yep.
Jeez. So, did you have any fireworks on the 4th?
I don't do fireworks.
No?
No. Brian does. Brian Forsyth.
Did you get some?
Oh, he used to love throwing like blockbusters in trash bins and watch them blow up and start fires and shit. He was a firebug. He loved it. He would that little giggle he had. I remember one time I think we were in North Carolina coming home, and North Carolina every 4 miles there was a fireworks store. So Brian stops and loads up on bottle rockets, and we stopped for a piss, which we did frequently. And Brian gets a Heineken bottle and puts a big old bottle rocket in there and sets it off and starts to run. And it goes clink. And the bottle rocket went right through the median and fire. It was dry as fuck. And just a big fire in the median strip. And we just looked at each other, let's get the hell out of here.
That's the second fire incident you were involved in.
Yeah, it wasn't my fault.
You're a fire starter.
Yeah, I guess I am.
Jeez.
But Brian was the culprit. I was just laughing.
Guilty by association.
That's what they say. That's like that getting arrested from beating up a bathroom.
Yeah.
Guilty by association.
Jesus Christ. What, you guys just celebrated an anniversary. Was it 40?
Coming up in August, Kelly and I will be married 41 years.
Okay. What'd you just...
Maybe it's 42. Yeah, I think it is
83,
42.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so 42.
42.
So, pre-Kelly,
Okay.
what was your love life like after your first time with a chick?
I've always loved girls.
Yeah.
Love girls. Love the way they look. Love the way they look. And they look good. So my first girl was in the 2nd grade. I had a girlfriend and I loved her.
You loved her?
I loved her. Her name was Robin Rigsby. Robin, if you're still out there, I still dream about you. That's so weird.
Damn.
We were together for like 2 years, like 2nd, 3rd, and 4th grade. She dumped me, and I couldn't get her back, and I was heartbroken.
Oh.
Yeah, that was a tough one. And then I really didn't date anybody much. I was a shy asshole. I dated this one girl. She was beautiful. She was in the 8th grade, and I was in the 10th. I had no experience. I didn't know how to kiss a girl. I didn't know anything. Shy as fuck. And I used to walk this girl home after school, and she would stop like she wanted to kiss, and I'm like, I'm too scared.
You'd tell her that?
Yeah. I said, I've never
man.
kissed a girl. I don't know how to do it. And she didn't invite, well, let me show you. And she said, okay. Then I finally did meet a girl and got my first kiss in, started to get to first base, made it to second base, got to third base, and that's when I said, no more bases. I'm done with bases. Because I've said it before, I didn't want to get stuck in that town.
Right.
And I thought, whether it be in love with a girl and settle down there or knock a girl up or whatever, I did not want that. I knew from the time I was a kid what my calling was, and I knew I was going to get out of there at some point in life, and I did. So, and then I just whored around. When I moved down here, I was the biggest whore of all time.
Yeah.
I was promiscuous. And that wore thin. And that's when I met Kelly. And she was just such a nice girl. And it's like, this is what a nice girl was like. Because the girls that you meet on the road are the girls that go out for every band. They're all, they all want the same thing, that they act like being with you makes them special.
Yeah.
And So that wore thin with me. I got tired of that, going through all the diseases and everything that you got to go through. I said, fuck that. I need a real girl. So then I met Kelly, and I'm like, I'm in. Let's just. I proposed to her probably 2 weeks after we met.
Really?
Yeah. And they said it'll never last.
That's what my brother said about us.
Yeah.
So the guy that Kelly helped up off the floor,
Yeah.
contacted us and said that was me.
No shit.
And another guy said, yeah, that's my cousin
No
that
shit.
happened to. Yeah, it's on there.
Oh, that's cool.
So I didn't think, I thought, well, he wouldn't make that up. But then when this guy said, hey, that was my cousin, and then said, yeah, that's my cousin that just commented.
Wow.
So yeah, he's still out there and remembers that, or was told about it the next day.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I didn't know the guy's name or what he looked like or anything. I just saw her picking this drunk asshole up off the floor and setting him on a bar stool, and I'm like, that girl's special.
yeah, that's cool. And, there's most guys want to go out and dog and get all these numbers and all these different women, but where it's at is coming home to a woman.
Yeah.
And
But when you're young and you're in a rock and roll band and they're throwing themselves at you, you sort of take advantage of that.
of course.
And until you get every disease that you can get without dying, then you go, yuck, I don't want to do that no more.
Who's the baseball player that bed a lot of women? What's his name? It's right on the tip of my tongue.
Baseball player.
Yeah, baseball player. He's probably 70 now.
Jose Canseco?
No. Older than that. A generation before that. Anyways, he's known for betting women, and he's something like 2,000, he claims. He was on Howard Stern the other day, and Howard was prodding him, saying, you're out on the road, you're doing a different check every night, maybe every meal you have a different check. He said, yeah, what you do is you find a doctor, and you get yourself some penicillin, and you take 5 times the amount you're supposed to take, and now you're bulletproof. You can go out and raw dog everything, and you're safe because you're not going to get any disease.
Except for AIDS and herpes.
It's going to bug me. As soon as we cut this camera off, I'm going to remember his name.
Well, you call me.
And I know you know him. He's a very popular baseball player.
What era did he play in?
I would guess 60s, 70s. Or 70s, 80s.
You don't know what team?
New York.
Thinking of some old New York players. He was Mr. October. That was
No.
his name, Mr. October.
Lenny Dykstra.
Oh, okay.
Lenny Dykstra.
From Philadelphia.
Oh, that's who he played with?
Yeah.
Wasn't New York?
No.
Okay. Yeah, Lenny Dykstra. He was a cockster and known for...
Okay. Well, Wilt Chamberlain betted like 10,000 women.
Yeah.
That's what he says.
And Gene Simmons supposedly is
Yeah.
up there with the numbers.
Yeah. Ronnie Youngkins.
Shoot, doggy.
Sorry, Ronnie. I'm kidding. You know I'm kidding.
All right, let's get to a couple of emails here. We just got a couple.
You don't want to hear more about my hemorrhoids?
I want to hear when they fall off.
All right.
Put
I'll
'em in-
take a picture of
Put
it.
them in a jar and put them here.
Next
Yeah.
week.
Yeah.
Formaldehyde hemorrhoids.
Exactly. A little rubber band on them floating in formaldehyde.
Like a yo-yo.
Okay, Eric Horning says, I live in Cresaptown, Maryland. I recall Steve talking about the place a few episodes ago. Anyway, Steve's hometown of Piedmont is not far from me, and I remember back in the 80s there was the area's best audio store located there. The Sound Gallery, I think it was. I know the town is very small, and I found it interesting that the singer for KIX would come from the same town that just happened to have the best audio store. Is there any connection between Steve and the store?
Wow. No real connection. I knew the guy that ran it. His name was Jack Sears.
Okay.
And it wasn't that big. I'm surprised that's his favorite. He hadn't been to many places.
Cresaptown.
Yeah, well, Cresaptown. That's where the boys come up and fished me out of, Cresaptown. The Cresaptown Democrat Club.
It's still open?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That Republican Club, one of them.
Democrat.
Democrat?
Yep.
Okay. But yeah, I know the place. I'm sure it's gone by now.
No.
It's still there.
Oh, the audio store?
Yeah.
I
The
don't
audio
know.
store.
I was talking about the Democrat Club.
Oh.
But yeah, I don't know. I know it's a small town because I was reading an article about you the other night that was out of Piedmont. Did they have a newspaper?
Yeah, Piedmont Herald.
So when they talked about you, they said he's the son of Junior and I can never remember your
Teresa
mom's
Adelaide
name.
Whiteman.
And Teresa Whiteman and they gave your address, Green Street or something?
Lion Street.
Whatever it was, it said the son of Junior and Teresa Whiteman of 762. And you know it's a small town when they give your address with a story.
Everybody knows everybody. Everybody knows everybody's number. Everybody knows where everybody lives. It's a small town.
Yeah.
There might have been 2,000 people in this town.
Wow.
Yeah, there was no stoplights, but it was Rockwell like because it was just mom and pop stores all along Main Street on both sides, and they would have these beautiful little parades like four marching bands and floats and fire trucks and clowns and cars and shit, and it was endearing. It was a great place to grow up.
So it was Mayberry.
It was Mayberry.
Wow.
Norman Rockwell like. It really was. It was a perfect place. We had swimming pools, basketball courts, skating rinks, movie theaters, but there was always something to do. Now all you can do is drugs. The whole town has just turned into a drug infested shithole.
Really?
Yeah. I'm sorry, Piedmont, but that's what it is.
Damn.
It's a shame because it was a beautiful little town at one time.
Never been there. Never been.
Don't go now.
That sucks, man. But the memories you have is pretty cool.
Yeah, I have nothing but good memories about that town, and the friends that I grew up with, and the good people.
Yeah.
The people were really good.
A lot of them still there. The guys you grew up with.
Not really.
No.
A lot of the friends that I grew up with have passed. I have some like Paula, who was the mayor.
Paula Balls.
Yeah, and gave me the key to the city, which is still hanging in the entrance to my man cave. Other than that, I don't really know. I mean, most of the people have either moved out. One thing, we had this giant paper mill that employed everybody, and that thing, I would think about 5 years ago, went under. And so everybody that worked there had to go find work elsewhere. So that town dried up even more. But when I was growing up, there was all kind of industries, all kind of jobs. It was a great place to live.
How far is it from Cumberland?
About 35, 40 minutes.
Oh, okay. Okay, so is it near Fort Ashby?
No. You go up, you know where Kaiser, West Virginia is?
I do.
Okay, you keep going, I guess it's west, for like 5 more miles and Piedmont's there.
Okay.
And where there was just that big flood in Westernport,
Yeah.
Piedmont's right across the bridge from Westernport. So,
Okay.
and he called it the Tri-Towns. Piedmont, Westernport, and Luke was where the paper mill was. So everybody called it the Tri-Towns.
You've talked about that paper mill during the Yeah 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 rap before, how bad it stunk.
Oh, man.
Fucking paper mill.
But we got used to it.
Yeah.
People that lived there got used to it. And we'd have all these relatives come in to visit and go, how do you people stand this? And like, what?
We have the tannery, or had the tannery here.
Yeah, same thing. You just get used to it.
Yeah.
Like if somebody works at a fish house, how do you stand this?
Yeah.
You get used to it.
Right.
The fart factory.
Or you fall in it like my brother did and kill every cent you have. Then you don't have to worry
Yeah,
about
that's a route I
smelling
wouldn't
it.
even ever want to go down. Yeah.
Yeah. Eric finishes the email with, also, Rick, not sure what the person commenting about you on the podcast that got you riled up, but you make the perfect counter to Steve on the show. You two are perfect for this. Keep up the great work. Eric, yeah, I've had a lot of viewers
Thank you, Eric.
say positive things since then. I certainly appreciate it. That guy really wasn't bothering me. I just wanted to talk about it on the podcast. It's cool. It's cool. I don't give a shit.
Attaboy, that's a spirit.
Damn right. Tyson Clark. We've read Tyson's questions before.
Yeah, I know Tyson.
Question for both. Oh, you do? Mm-hmm. Question for both Steve and Rick.
Well, before we get into that,
Yeah.
Tyson's Clark, his dad was, right out of my head, something Clark, but he had this theater called the Strand Theater that we used to play. It's up in Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
I can't remember any. North Cumberland or something like that. And we used to play this place. It was an old theater. It was very cool, big stage. And one night, there was such a massive crowd. And Of course, Donnie wants to do a 2 or 3 hour sound check. So people, and it's raining, and people were waiting to get in, and we don't let people in until the sound check is over. So they finally get us to fuck off the stage, and people were so anxious to get in that they pushed and they pushed and they pushed all these people into a big giant plate glass window. It was bad. They had to call ambulances and take people to the hospital. It was a mess.
Wow.
The Strand Theater. What the hell is his name? I'll think of that. You tell me your guy, and I'll tell you my guy.
Was that? Wow. Did the show continue that night?
Yeah, we had to show. The thing was sold out. This place would hold about 1,200 people, and that was back in the day. I think we were on our first or second album, so it was huge for us.
Wow. I mean, that's reminiscent of nowhere near as bad, but reminiscent of the Great White Catastrophe. Where the band really wasn't responsible, but you feel a certain.
The band kind of was responsible.
Yeah.
Pyro, unnecessary, and,
Right.
and a club with a ceiling this high. That's not smart. Might not be on the band, but it's on the road crew that set it all up. But still, you gotta have more smarts than that in a tiny environment. You don't do that.
But you feel a sense of responsibility.
Sure.
Just like with
and
the
I
people
felt
with your
terrible
show.
for them. I know those guys really well, and I felt terrible for them.
Okay, so Tyson asked, question for both Steve and Rick. Did you guys happen to catch any of the Back to the Beginning Black Sabbath Ozzy final show? What were your favorite performances? What are your thoughts on Black Sabbath and the influence on music?
I loved Black Sabbath. I liked them because when I was learning to play guitar, I bought a fuzz box. You know what a fuzz box is? It just makes the guitar sound really grungy and distorted. And somebody gave me a Black Sabbath, either cassette or an album, and I hit this fuzz box and I sounded just like Tony Iommi.
Really?
I'm like, shit, this is good. And it was real easy to learn, so I became a Sabbath fan. And I always liked them until Ozzy left, and then I kind of lost interest in them because I got into other bands.
Yeah.
I saw clips of the final show, and of course Ozzy did his best for somebody who's he has Parkinson's, or one of them. Parkinson's. Yep. So he's sitting down, but I think he sang pretty good considering. But
He sounded good.
I thought Steven Tyler stole the whole thing.
He did.
He was amazing.
Yeah.
He's always amazing.
Yeah.
And now they're going to say, "Oh, we'll get back on the road then."
Mm-hmm.
They were getting ready to do a residency in Vegas when he went through the throat problems again. He could probably do it, but he just has to string the shows out a little longer instead of trying to do a couple in a row.
Right.
Do one about every 3 or 4 days, and he could probably work like that.
Yeah.
I think that's what Brian Johnson's doing in AC/DC.
I mean, he's mid-70s now, isn't he?
Steven's 77.
Is he?
Yeah.
Is he?
And he looks amazing.
He does.
And he sounded great on this.
Yeah, he didn't look 77 on that stage.
No, hell no.
No, he sounded great. I think the highlight of that for me, I guess because I get emotional about stuff, is when he played Crazy Train and had Randy Rhoads behind him on the screen. It was kind of like everything coming full circle.
Sure.
And, he loved it. No matter what documentary or book you read, he loved Randy Rhoads.
Yeah.
Like it was his brother, his best friend, his everything.
Yeah, he was devastated when he got killed.
Yeah. And just to have, when he was behind Ozzy, and he sounded great singing Crazy Train, and I've heard the song a million times. I could go the rest of my life not hearing it again. But watching it in that particular...
It was cool seeing the original Black Sabbath guys together again. That was cool. Because who was left out? Was it the drummer that was left out on the last reunion tour? One of them was
You're
left
right.
out.
I can't remember which one it was.
I think it was the drummer. Was it Bill Ward? Is that his name?
Yes.
Okay. Because there was financial discrepancies, and he didn't feel like he was being treated fairly, and said, no thanks.
Yeah, that reminds me. Sharon Osbourne's supposed to release the name of the band that was asked to be a part of that, and they weren't paid for it.
Yeah.
There was a lot of speculation.
Was
up
that
in the
everything
air.
went to charity? Was that the whole concept of it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. A lot of people saying Motley Crue, but that doesn't make sense because Motley Crue's kind of on hiatus right now because of Vince.
Speculate all you want.
Yeah.
They don't want you to know, so who cares?
She'll release. She said she was going to tell everybody once the show was over, so she'll let us know.
Yeah.
Another cool part was his daughter Kelly Osbourne's fiance was in one of the bands, and God, I got to start writing notes because I can't even remember the band he was in, and we both know the band. He proposed in front of Ozzy backstage at that show
Oh, is
to
that
his
right?
daughter, and he said, "You're not marrying my fucking daughter." Joking, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course she said yes, and that was kind of cool
Hmm.
because you could tell Ozzy was a little choked up about
Sure.
it. But yeah, man, that's it. These 40 minutes have flown by. We're done. Good enough.
That'll do.